The movie opens up with a teenage Jenny sitting on a toilet seat taking a pregnancy test. Nervous, she takes the test and prays the result will be negative. Distressingly, the results are positive. Jenny immediately rushes to school to meet her boyfriend Juno. She meets him on the building of the rooftop and questions his commitment to her. In response, Juno confidently says that he loves her very much and would not think of leaving her. Jenny then reveals that she has fallen pregnant by him. As expected, Juno is taken aback by the revelation, and he simply stares at her in shock, not knowing what to say. In the next scene, Juno is trying his best to escape his girlfriend. He hides in the bathroom, crying and wondering what to do. Despite Juno's best efforts to avoid her, Jenny eventually finds him and unleashes her frustration by physically assaulting him. Juno tries to defend himself by explaining that he wasn't ignoring her, but trying to find a solution for their unexpected pregnancy. In an effort to resolve their conflict, the two agree to settle their dispute through an arm wrestling match. The winner of the match will have the final say in determining the future plans for the baby. As they engage in a fierce arm wrestling match, Juno realizes that winning is not important. He intentionally lets Jenny win, knowing that her decision regarding their baby's future is one that he will ultimately support. Jenny celebrates her victory, and she expresses her love for Juno and her desire to be with him forever. She also stresses the importance of their mutual responsibility for the child. Juno simply nods his head and agrees. Later, during lunch break, Juno writes Jenny, "I love you" on the ground, making her very happy. This makes all the girls jealous of Jenny, but she doesn't seem to care. The scene then shifts to Jenny and Juno watching a clip about abortion. Though they were considering it at first, Jenny feels sad after seeing the gruesome process and cancels the plan. Juno backs her decision and assures her that he will take care of her and the baby, no matter what. Hearing this, Jenny feels very relaxed and happy. Back at home, while Jenny is standing in front of the mirror checking the growth of her belly, her sister suddenly enters the room and asks for some sanitary pads. The sister goes straight to the box of pads and, after noticing it's full, asks Jenny if she's not using them. Our protagonist girl nervously explains that she restocks them every week. The next morning, Juno arrives at Jenny's house and greets her with a warm smile. He offers to carry her school bag, and they make their way to school together. Throughout the day, he takes care of Jenny, making sure she has enough food and water to keep her energized. After school, Juno surprises Jenny by taking her to a fancy restaurant. Over dinner, he reveals that he has taken up a part-time job delivering newspapers to start earning money. Jenny is delighted to hear this news and commends Juno for his hard work and dedication. She feels grateful and lucky to have such a supportive and responsible partner by her side. As Juno is the only son of the family, his parents love him very much and give him as much money as he needs. With it, Juno buys nutritious fruits for Jenny and brings them to her. The two seem like an adorable couple, and all the girls in their class envy their relationship. The scene then flashes back to the past when Juno first arrived at the school. The moment he laid eyes on Jenny, he was struck. The two end up becoming close friends and eventually begin dating. In the present, the students are learning about reproduction with the boys and girls in separate classes. While the girls are curious about each and every part and process, the boys make fun of it and annoy the teacher. Juno, on the other hand, feels sleepy during the class, as he is the only one who has completed not only theory, but also the practicals. After the class, Jenny mentions that she's craving some sour dishes and takes him to a restaurant. The two of them enjoy the food and return home, spending some quality time together. At night, Juno overhears his parents talking in a romantic tone. His father makes a lighthearted comment about wanting to have another child and teasingly suggests that it could be a younger brother for Juno. Unbeknownst to them, Juno is eavesdropping on their conversation and gets worried about what will happen if his child will be older than his brother. So he rushes into his parents' bedroom, disturbing their romantic moment and warning them that he may return at any time during the night. The next morning, Juno visits Jenny's house and learns that she's feeling unwell but is refusing to go to the hospital. Even her mother has given up trying to persuade her. Worried, Juno sits beside Jenny and gently asks her why she is hesitant to go to the hospital. The latter explains that if she goes, everyone will find out about her pregnancy. She also expresses concerns about taking any medication, as she believes it could harm her child. After this, Juno returns home and lies to his mother, saying that one of his friends got his girlfriend pregnant. This obviously upsets his mother, so she tells him to stay away from such friends and maintain his good boy reputation. Later at night, Juno again enters his parents' bedroom and ruins their romantic moment. When his father chases him away and tries to close the door, he realizes that the doorknob has been broken, once again derailing their lovemaking. After this, Juno calls Jenny and asks her to keep their garage door open. Soon, he reaches her house, and the two start kissing each other in the backseat of Juno's car. Unfortunately, when he does this very well, Jenny suspects that he's been cheating on her. She angrily asks him if he's been practicing kissing with other girls, but Juno denies it and promises that she is the only one he loves. At last, they kiss each other again and depart. In the following scene, there's an art competition at the school, and all the students participate in it. During the competition, Jenny notices a girl talking to Juno and trying to flirt with him. This makes her angry, and later, when she finds the girl alone, beats the hell out of her and warns her to stay away from her boyfriend. Fortunately, Juno arrives there in time and takes Jenny away, pleading with her not to fight with others as it can have a negative impact on the baby. One night while Jenny is examining her 6-month baby bump in the mirror, her sister unexpectedly walks in and notices her condition. She is left in utter disbelief by what she is seeing. The next day, Juno goes to visit Jenny at her house and they decide to come clean to her mother. At first, the shocked mother is skeptical, but after hearing it from both Jenny and her sister, she realizes it's true. She then immediately takes Jenny to the hospital for a checkup. Because Jenny is more than 6 months along in her pregnancy, termination is no longer an option. Jenny's mother becomes angry and upset with Juno for his role in the situation, and she slaps him for his immaturity and irresponsibility. After the incident, Juno returns home and tells his mom about the pregnancy, shocking her. Later that night, when his father finds out, he storms into Juno's room and becomes physically aggressive. However, Juno has the presence of mind to protect himself by covering up with a blanket and wearing a helmet for protection. In the next scene, Juno confides in his friends at school about Jenny's pregnancy. Unfortunately, instead of expressing concern, they applaud his bravery and quickly spread the news throughout the school. On the other hand, Jenny's mother has a conversation with Soen, her elder daughter, who is also pregnant and currently living in the US. She discusses her plan to send Jenny to the States and asks Soen to take care of her. Although Jenny tries her best to convince her mother to not send her away, she fails. Later in the evening, Juno and Jenny's families meet each other at a restaurant for dinner and discuss their children's future. Jenny's mother states that she's planning to send Jenny to the United States with her elder sister, who is also pregnant. However, Jenny firmly opposes the decision and mentions that she wants to stay with Juno and raise the baby together. As a result, despite a long intense discussion, both families cannot reach a firm decision. The next day, 4 of Jenny's friends arrive at her house and greet her mother. With the help of a fake wig and different clothes, they manage to take Jenny out of the house to school. It's revealed that Jenny and Juno's classmates have organized a celebration for them. The two are taken aback by the warm reception, and they delightfully enjoy it. After the party, Jenny manages to return home without getting caught by her parents. Soon the school closes, and Juno is unable to meet Jenny. He starts visiting her house regularly but is never allowed inside. Instead, he waits outside the gate, longing for a chance to see Jenny and hold her. One day, he notices Jenny's middle sister sneaking out of the house to meet a boy for a date. Juno decides to follow her and teases her playfully throughout the day. In the next scene, Juno resorts to blackmail to get information about Jenny's whereabouts from her sister. He threatens to expose her secret relationship to her parents if she doesn't tell him. Reluctantly, Jenny's sister reveals that Jenny is in another city, waiting for her visa to go to the States. Excited by this news, Juno hails a taxi and directs the driver to take him to the mansion where Jenny is staying. However, during a pit stop, Juno sees Jenny being driven in the opposite direction in another car. He lies to the driver, claiming that the other car has kidnapped the girl inside and convinces him to follow it. The innocent driver obliges without a second thought and starts following the car. It is then revealed that Jenny is being taken to the airport for her flight to the States. Surprisingly, the taxi driver calls his other friends, informing them about the car and the driver. And in no time, a number of taxi drivers follow Jenny's father's car, block him on all sides, and force him to stop. As soon as the father gets out of the car, the taxi drivers grab him and start beating him up. At the same time, Jenny feels a sharp pain in her stomach, and so her father is compelled to take her to the hospital. The doctors take her to the operating room, and soon, Jenny gives birth to a healthy boy. To wish Jenny and Juno good luck with their family, their classmates arrive at the hospital and take a glimpse of the newly born child. In the last scene, Juno can be seen preparing to crack the entrance exam at Seoul University and Harvard. He seems to be serious about his future career and wants to give a luxurious life to his wife and family. Jenny also helps him read different books. The movie ends with Jenny and Juno's parents coming together to look after their grandchild and to help their own children to build their careers.